Hey guys, what's up? Ryan521 here, and today I'm bringing back my video counting down my top 5 Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens characters. And I thought this would just be a really fun video to do. You know, I love Star Wars Force Awakens. I expected a lot of it, but it actually turned out much better than I thought it would be. So really quickly before we get started, I just want to put out a few disclaimers. One, there will be no original characters, like characters that were brought back from the original trilogy. So sorry, no Han Solo, no Chewbacca, no, well, I guess they were actually the only really two front leading men, I guess, of the original cast, so unfortunately Han Solo will not be on this list. 2, this video will probably have a few spoilers in it, so just you've been warned for that. And 3, I just want to give out a quick, 3 quick honorable mentions before we get started. So for the 3 honorable mentions, I wanted to give out to Maz Kanata, who I thought was great in the movie, kind of like, the new Yoda. I didn't really care for her when I first saw the movie, but the second time I realized I liked her a lot more. My only problems with her were we really liked the CGI on her, looked a little weird, but I can easily get over that. She is a really cool character. Also want to give an honorable mention up to Captain Phasma, who I expected a lot in this movie and just didn't really do anything, was in it very little, and that's the only really gripes I have with that character. And the next one I have is for Supreme Leader Snoke, for the same reason. He was really cool in it, and I'm really excited to see what he's like in episodes 8 and 9, but he just really wasn't in it as much, for this movie, so I didn't feel he was really deserving to be on this list. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started with our top 5. So at number 5, I have put, everybody's favorite stormtrooper turned resistance fighter, Finn. And Finn, I just thought was really, really cool. I love his backstory. I just love the idea of a character, being involved with this evil, organization, and you're just thinking, hey, I really want nothing to do with this. This is they're killing innocent people. This is just crazy madness, And I just loved it. I thought he was awesome. He had some really funny lines. Did you see that? Did you see that? And him and Poe and the TIE fighter. I really liked him as kind of not really our leading man, but like our second leading man. Or I guess he is kind of our leading man because the other leading person is a female. But he's not really like our main character. He's not the main show, but he's like sorry about that voice crack. He's not the main show, but he's like the second the main guy that's the second main guy that's always there. He's like the new Han Solo of these movies. So I just thought Finn was really cool. I know you're probably surprised he's only at number 5, but still, really great character and definitely deserving of this list. So Finn is my number 5 choice. So for number 4, we have BB-8. I just thought BB-8 was really fun, really goofy. I don't know if I like him more than R2. That's a really tough choice. Like, when a droid in a Star Wars movie makes you question whether or not you like that droid more than R2, it's really, it's a really good character. And I had a blast with this character. I thought he was really funny. I love the fact that Bill Hader actually recorded the voices for him, because Bill Hader's pretty funny himself, especially as, Stefan Saturday Night Live. But BB, I love, probably the funniest part of the entire movie was when, he was helping out Finn, and, he gives him a little thumbs up thing using the little lighter that comes out. I just like the idea of, a rolling ball droid, too. He's a really cool character. He makes, these cute sound effects. He's kind of like a good, I guess, comedic relief. I think Chewie was kind of the comedic relief of this movie. But BB-8 was still, just really, kind of, our second comedic relief character, so he was really cool. So for number 3, we have Kylo Ren, and I can understand if he's lower or even not on some people's lists, considering through the second half of the movie he's not as menacing. There's part that when he has the mask on, he's really, really cool, really menacing, gives Vader a run for his money for sure. Not in terms of he's never going to be as iconic as Vader, but it is definitely almost as menacing as Vader, I'll say that. But I would say, and then there's a point where when he first takes his mask off, you're like, can you put the mask back on? You don't really look as menacing. But then when they're in their, their lightsaber fight out in the woods, and, he's like, that lightsaber belongs to me. And, Adam Driver just really shows off his acting chops. You realize, you know what? Never mind. Leave it off. You're a great actor even without it. And he's really cool. I like, that he's like, I don't know, I love his lightsaber. Just the way he's kind of funny at times too, when he just completely rages out on his computer, just starts slashing it to bits. So, I just thought Kylo Ren was a great villain for these movies. He has an awesome looking mask. I'd say best villain probably since Darth Maul in Phantom Menace, probably even surpassing Darth Maul, I would say. So number 3 choice going out to Kylo Ren. So for number 2, we have Poe. Poe Dameron. I love Poe, man. He's so great. He's got so many great lines, or at least for the time he's in it. You know, like I love the part where he's, you know, like you're like, yo, can you fly a TIE Fighter? Yeah, I can fly anything. He's like, what? You need a pilot, don't you? Yeah, I need a pilot. You know, him and Finn have just such a great friendship relationship. Probably the best we've seen since Han and Luke, or Han and Chewie, or you know, from the original trilogy. You know, just a really great, you know, like mismatched, you know, team up between the two. And I love, my favorite ship sequence is either from the entire movie was either the first flight of the Falcon, or probably the one that was just mentioned, Finn and Poe in the TIE Fighter. You know, I just, you know, escaping in the beginning and then they crash on Jakku. I just thought that was a really cool sequence. Like I said, I love the dialogue between him and Finn. I just think the two actors, they work really well. You know, their lines, you know, just kind of, you know, they just work really well together. I don't know. It's just, they're great. It's a great team up. And Poe is definitely a great character. He's kind of, I don't want to say he's the Han Solo of these movies, considering that's kind of like Finn's role. But I want to say, I don't know what I would really describe Poe as. You know, he's a main central character, but I don't think he's going to be as main as Rey and Poe, or I mean as Rey and Finn, you know. But I still think he is definitely a great character, and he's really funny and great addition to these movies. So number 2 is Poe. And for number 1, of course, we're giving it out to Rey. I mean, just honestly, what an extraordinary actress Daisy Ridley is. She brought this character to life. And I was talking with one of my friends the other day, and he pointed out, well, because, okay, well, I'll say his name, we'll give him a shout out, my friend Warg Attack. I was Facebook messaging him the other day, or a few months ago, or whatever, and he was saying, well, you know, the reason I like the prequels so much, you know, probably, you know, is because of the amount of female characters, strong female characters. And when I think about it, that's a really good point. You need to have strong female characters like that. But the thing is, in the prequels, the only strong female characters are really, you know, Padme. She doesn't really do anything, and then the background Jedi, they don't really do anything. You know, the background female Jedi, like Aayla Secura and stuff. Whereas Rey, we've got a really, not only a central character, but a really strong female central character. You know, she's like, it's the first time, other than Leia, I guess, you know, but she's even, you know, more important than Leia, that we've actually had, like, you know, this really strong female character that, you know, is able to take care of herself, doesn't need, you know, a Jedi to come in and save her. She's just, I don't know, just the actress did a great job playing her. I just think she turned out extraordinary. You know, she's got some great dialogue too. I mean, is she Luke's daughter? I don't know. And I mean, even that last scene with Luke, I mean, you know, they're just with no words, no dialogue at all. Her, you know, and Mark Hamill just created, you know, one of the greatest, you know, no word scenes in a movie I've ever seen. You know, where there's no dialogue, just the emotions are swelling up. You know, just everything, you're getting so involved, and then, you know, you're like, I don't know, it was a really powerful scene, you know, and I cannot wait to see more of Rey in these new movies. I don't know if I already mentioned this, but like I said, she is the new Luke, the Luke of this new trilogy, you know, and I don't think they could have cast her better. I think the actress that plays her is absolutely perfect as her, and Rey is definitely my number 1 character from The Force Awakens, and probably one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. I mean, I'd probably say she'd probably be in the top 5. I mean, of course, you know, you got Han at number 1, probably, you know, then Boba Fett somewhere in there, Darth Vader, you know, then maybe, you know, Luke or R2 or something like that. But then I would say Rey is probably definitely somewhere in the top 5. So let me know what your top 5 favorite characters are, top 10, top 3, favorite, you know, just number 1. I don't really care. Well, I do care, because I'm going to be reading these comments, because I definitely want to see your guys' thoughts and what you think of all these new characters and what you think of the movie. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye, and may the Force be with you.